I never talk. It's always Nick. I'm the silent one.
Hey! No, you're not. No, you're not.
I'm the quiet one. I never talk. Nick is like, blah, 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 blah.
I know. I used to be quiet before I met him. He made me chattier, I swear.
And now he's taking over for me.
My hands are freezing.
Hands are frozen, but they feel really good on my elbow.
It's so nice to see everybody on Facebook, on Zoom, on YouTube,
Instagram.
Oh, yeah, Instagram, Facebook.
Facebook. I go there, but it's actually there.
Woo-hoo. Hi, Henry.
Hello.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi.
Debbie. Claudia.
From downtown Toronto. Woo-hoo.
Hi, Sandra. Blah, blah, blah. Love it. Blah, 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 blah. We're wearing our fine clothes.
Our fine clothes?
What am I supposed to say?
Fine clothes.
Our fine clothes.
Our fancy clothes?
Oh, that's the word.
Fancy? Well, I'm not going to lie. Hi, everybody. It's Jean-Luc.
I'm Nick.
And we are here with Chit Chat with Sunday nights with Jean-Luc and Nick. So happy to see you guys this week. It's been a crazy week. Busy, but what week isn't busy?
Yeah.
Can you believe it's January?
Yay!
30th.
January's done! January's done!
Which is usually the hardest month of the year for a lot of people. No, for a lot of people, not just for you, for so many people. The January it's the darkest month of the year. It's the longest. It feels like 31 days takes forever.
Yeah, it does.
And then February comes and you're like, there's only 28 days in this month. Woo-woo!
But you know, it's also was a struggle this week mentally for both of us. We had a tough week mindset wise. It was Bell Let's Talk Day this week as well. So we want to make sure that, you know, everybody understands that you're loved, you're appreciated. We love each and every one of you. You're valued in our group, on our pages, on our videos. If I did not have time to reply back to you this week,
we do apologize for that.
Or heart your comment. We love each and every single one of you. We want to make sure you know this.
And there was a message that I sent out on my TikTok earlier this week, and I really like to hit on it just a little bit before we introduce our lovely special guest this evening. It's about, you know what? We don't all suffer from we all have some type of good days, bad days, but good days, bad days don't not equal to complete mental illness. But you might have someone in your life who does suffer from mental illness. And the one thing I said in my TikTok, which a lot of people appreciated, I think, was, of course, always speak to your doctor. I would never say don't speak to your doctor. But what I was trying to say is listening.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that just sitting down and opening your hearts and your minds and listening to that individual and allowing that person to express their feelings, because many times people who are suffering from this aren't looking for an answer. They're not looking for the solution. They just need to vent and they need to express certain things. Yeah. So listening, acknowledging their struggle, letting them know that it's okay to struggle and it's okay to feel the way they're feeling, and then just being there for them emotionally. So
important.
Very important.
And I'm lucky to have him because Jean-Luc does have some. He's a hypochondriac, so let's just lay it out there. He thinks he has every disease out there.
Every disease, I've got it.
He's got it.
I got it.
All of them.
I'm self-diagnosed too. I'm like Dr. MD.
But for me, it occurs more often, and he knows when it's happening to me. He can tell the signs.
Oh, definitely.
And so I talk openly about it because I know that before I used to be ashamed of it. It used to be something I was like, Nick, you have everything. You're married. You back in the day when I was younger, you're going to school. You have a roof over your head. Why are you complaining about stuff? You should just buck up and just get through it. But as much as you want to sometimes when you're going through that depression, you can't get yourself out of that hole no matter what anybody tells you. And so I share because I know there's others out there who might feel the same way I have, feel that, their depression or what they're going through is not valid. And they feel that, why am I complaining when people in other countries don't even have food on the table? I understand that concept of feeling that, your mental health is not as important as other things out there, but it is, because it's going through it on in your own life and it affects you every single day.
We're all equally important, no matter which way we look at it. Yeah. We're all equally important. Our stories are all different and we all experience things differently. Yeah. And we express things differently.
Exactly.
And sometimes we just have to listen. Yeah. We just have to listen with an open heart and open mind and spread the love. Mm-hmm. Spread the love. And a love could be just a simple smile, simple affection by a touch on the shoulder. something easy and simple as that. I know we didn't do it with Zoom very often, but I'm touching you all on the shoulder as we speak, and we're giving you
every single platform. All of us, we're all hugging.
Every hug form.
So, word of the week is mindset. Mindset. So when you hear the word mindset, take a sip of water. So we have a wonderful guest tonight. Maureen is joining us tonight. She's on screen right now. And we're so excited to have Maureen on with us because, she's had a crazy journey as well. I'm actually going to go first to share your original before picture. Okay, Maureen? Because then we'll come back and introduce you and talk about your journey. So I'll do that first because I was shocked when I saw this. So you guys, you're all ready? You're all ready on Zoom and YouTube? Here we go. This is Maureen before.
I saw some faces.
This is Maureen before. So you guys have seen her on our Zoom often. She does Step With Us. And so this was Maureen back in the day. And this is Maureen today, right here on screen right now with us. So first of all, Maureen, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Maureen, and I found my way to Weight Watchers in January 2020 before the world shut down. And on my journey, I have lost, I'm half the woman I used to be. I lost about 120 pounds.
Wow. So can I ask you a question, Maureen?
Yeah.
Tell us who that Maureen was. Who was that Maureen? That Maureen that we just saw in the picture.
That Maureen was unhappy, right? Unhappy with my weight, lacked energy, didn't exercise or do activity in any way. And that Maureen needed to change.
So what happened to make that change? Like what caused the catalyst to want to make a change for you?
Okay, the absolute bottom line was we went to Florida in the fall of 2019. Okay, you get on the plane. They say, fasten your seatbelt.
I knew it.
The seatbelt, no matter how much I sucked in my gut, wouldn't click. Okay, now what, right? I'm trying and, and my husband got up, went to the back of the plane, spoke to the stewardess, said he needed it. The extra, and brought it back to me. And then, I could finally get the ding dang light off. Okay. Event 2 on this wonderful adventure, right? I was that person. Universal, Harry Potter, and the Escape from the Green Gods.
I love that ride. It's so fun.
Well, it would have been. I waited online. I sat down in the seat like, everybody else, right? And do you know the thingamabobber thing that comes down that holds you in the ride?
Yep.
Guess what?
It wouldn't go down.
It wouldn't go down. So the ride, everybody's waiting now. And I had to exit the ride in front of all the people. I said, okay, I got to make a change. And then it came to be, okay, well, after Christmas, after the new year, this is it. January 7th, I signed up for Weight Watchers. So that's my story.
Wow.
And I can relate to that story. That specific scenario happened to me as well. The ride, getting on a ride. So I'm pretty sure if you look in the room right now, I'm sure a lot of people have gone through both scenarios, the plane and the thing. So I think everybody can relate to your story of that moment where like, oh my God, what's happened in my life?
And you don't necessarily, I don't know, somehow you don't realize it, right?
And I want to say thank you so much for being so candid and sharing that, because a lot of people would have said, oh, I don't want to share that because it's embarrassing and it's not something that I think other people need to know about me. But to actually speak it out loud and say that in front of a group of people takes a lot of courage, strength. So it shows the strength that has come from those stories now, right? Like that.
Right.
Exactly. So you said that was the kind of the moment that the light bulb kind of went off in your head. What did you do next? Like you said, you were going to wait till January. So what happened next? What made you make the leap?
Well, holidays came, all of that stuff. And then it was just like, no, this is what I decided to do. And my mind was set that as soon as the new year, so January 7th, I signed up. I lived up to what I said I was going to do.
That's awesome. So I guess my next question for you then, Maureen, is so you started in 2020, then a pandemic hit. Did that cause any issues for you? Or is that a benefit to you or something that was a detriment to your journey?
Okay, well, I was very fortunate in that I started in January. So before everything shut down, I had those face-to-face meetings and I had established kind of the backbone structure, okay, of what this new lifestyle is going to look like and how it's going to roll out, right? And then we were able to move forward and go to Zoom meetings. And, that just led to a series of other opportunities. So I remember when you posted in US Connect, right? And I would watch your posts. And then one day you posted up, like, if you want us to tag you when we're posting,
I remember that.
Put your name in the bottom. So I did. I'm like, because I really, what you were saying in your post spoke to me. And I'm like, I've got to follow these guys, right? So
and now you're stuck.
And now, like, yeah, we're family. It's all good.
I love it. And I love that you use the opportunity to actually create something. So for you, it was an easier transition then.
Right. It was an opportunity to expand my horizon, right? And also, it was a very difficult time in that news is 24/7, okay?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a mother of 4 boys.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So what's your thing as a mother? I want to protect my children.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they're off living, I can't protect them. Right.
Right.
I can't protect the rest of my family. We actually don't even know how to protect ourselves yet at this point.
Yeah. At that point, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And also you had to learn things like it's time to shut off the news now.
What was the news doing to you, Maureen?
Well, one thing I did notice because of the wonderful Fitbit data, I could tell that when I focused more on the news and had more of the news on, my resting heart rate would go up.
Funny.
Right? Which means I am causing stress to my body. And the bottom line is, can I do anything about that? Not a thing.
Oh.
But I can
turn it off.
Yeah.
Right. I can shut off the TV, but I can't change what's going on in the world. I can't change what's going on in politics. And I can't produce a cure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
COVID, right?
Yeah.
Right.
All of these things I can't do, but what I can do is control what I do and make wise choices and encourage those folks around me to make wise choices.
Love that.
That is, I love that you noticed that, and that you took data that you would think was from, I need to get active. I need to be active. And you looked at other data that this was giving you instead. Right. Like the fact that you were looking at the data that it was giving you when you were sitting there doing something that really wasn't conducive first of all, sitting and not doing anything is like, unless you absolutely need to rest, is not conducive to a wellness journey in the sense. But you actually said, wow, what can I do to change my scenario?
Right. Right. And what can I do to rewire the stress? Okay. Because I am a stress eater. Okay. Give me a bowl of pasta and some bread. And I'm done.
When are we having dinner, Maureen?
Come out next week, okay? But how do you take that, right? Which is stress as a trigger. Is this a very stressful time? Yeah, it was a stressful time for everybody.
Yeah.
You know? And okay, well, how am I going to rewire this? I rewired it with dance.
Oh,
that's
right. Find something you love to do. Make that connection. Let that be your cue. You know what? I'm going to go dance now.
So you would turn the TV off and go dance instead.
Yes.
Love that. Wow. And what did dance do for you?
Well, first of all, I have lovely dance community, right? My instructor at the Virginia Beach Rec Center, she started to do her classes via Zoom.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, Zumba with Ami became a Zoom thing and a Zoom family. And before class, we all get on and chit chat like normally you would do, like before an exercise class, right?
Right.
You talk to your friends, blah, 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 you know, this, that, and the other thing. And it kept you in touch with other folks and still feeling a sense of like community, that you weren't alone, even though you were spending all of your time in your house, right? And not interacting with people face to face. So by having community, right, it's huge. And then when I went to your second retreat, I wasn't around for the first one, but the second one I went to, Antonetta was there. And I was like, oh, that was fun. And then I contacted Antonetta, and then I do all of Antonetta's classes on top of doing my Ami Zumba.
Wow.
And on Sundays, my best part about Sunday, not only a step, but let me tell you.
We'll send you the $20, Maureen.
Thank you. Thanks, Maureen. Thank you.
I tell you, I get up on Sunday morning with a smile on my face, knowing I'm going to gospel workout with Paula.
With Paula.
Yes, with Paula. Yeah.
Oh,
I love hearing
it's
this.
like all of these things, and it is all about community. It's about finding your tribe.
That's what
finding the people who are going to support you on your journey and going to accept you for who you are, and just provide the advice, support, and just listen. You know.
So you talked about community and finding that support, and that's great because you found it virtually. How was the support with your 4 sons and your husband? Like, how did they get weaved into your
journey,
new lifestyle and your journey?
Well, my husband is my chef.
Oh, wow. Lucky. Hey, me too.
So,
hey, Maureen and I have that in common.
I don't cook. I don't grocery shop. Not a thing.
Okay, he grocery shops with me at least.
Not yet. Well, I would sometimes tag along, but it's really rather a tag along useless thing, you know, just kind of following along like the puppy dog. I just go for a ride in the car.
I push the cart.
I get to put my ears out the window and
I push the cart. He gets stuff. I push the cart.
There you go. See, it's a beautiful thing. And my husband just totally embraced this. And one thing I did learn on my wellness journey that I didn't know about me related to food. You know how you track everything, right? And I am a religious tracker. I am the girl. It's data. Okay. All about data, right? I knew about my Fitbit data.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm following this, and I knew of my weakness. Okay. The thing I have the hardest time controlling is my consumption of pasta and bread. Okay. I can leave a dessert any which way.
Me too.
I could sweets, nah, not so much.
I used to go to a Chinese buffet. My dessert was another plate of food. that was my dessert.
I would have been with you.
Yeah. He go for dessert. I'd be like, no, I'm going for another plate of fried rice and chicken balls. That's what I would do.
Yeah. So I knew that if I were going to make a go of this, I know with Weight Watchers, everything's on the menu. Okay. I understood that. And it wasn't like I was eliminating it forever, but I knew that this is like my Achilles heel, right?
Right.
So what I was able to do for myself is say, you know what, until I get this managed, that I understand the whole program and I've introduced myself to other things, I don't want to bring in the things that are hard for me to control.
And I love that you just said that what I picked up there is that you said, I know I'm not going to be making or eliminating these things forever. Like that I'm just because I'm not having them right now doesn't mean I won't reintroduce them at some point in time, but know how to eat them now.
Exactly. And know what a portion is, and really be able to keep to that portion size without feeling denied something. Okay. Because that's not conducive to the long-term journey.
Definitely.
Right? You can't feel that I couldn't. Okay. Because that brings up that whole all or nothing, right? Which is really a detrimental circumstance to be in. It doesn't work long term.
And for you, is that something you tried prior? Is that something that you would do before? You would deprive yourself all the time, and was that a cycle that you used to do yourself before?
No, I was actually reading about it in The Mind Shift by Dr. Gary Foster. Because what I realized when I was going on to talk to you guys was I needed to talk about mindset and growth mindset and how that impacted my journey. Because that was really my secret weapon.
Oh, mindset.
Oh. You said mindset like 3 times there.
I was like, people, drink your water.
You talked about mindset again.
Right. The term mindset was coined by Dr. Carol Dweck. And she's a Stanford University psychologist. And she explains that it's not just our abilities and our talents that bring us success, but it's whether we approach our goals with a fixed or a growth mindset. Okay, this pertains to adults, this pertains to children, this pertains to business leaders, this pertains to everyone.
Well, and I love that you just said that, because you know what that made me think of? That whole little engine that thinks they can. I think I can. I think I can. The more you think you can do something, the more you're going to do something.
It's about positivity as well. It's about being able to talk to yourself in a way. If you put yourself and you portray yourself in your mind, something that you're going to be successful at, instead of something that you're not successful at, then you're going to be portrayed. You're going to work towards more of the right goals. If you keep talking, we said this multiple times for plants. They tell you, talk positively to your plants, talk to them, be friends with them, because it helps them grow. So if you do yourself the same thing, you talk to yourself positively, you will also grow as a person instead of being so mean to yourself. And I'll be honest, that's one of the skills we had to learn for our own wellness journey.
Yes, sure. And self-compassion is a superpower. That's what Dr. Gary Foster says. Yeah. And in the book, The Shift. Self-compassion is huge. Okay. That is the key to dealing with the setbacks, the bumps in the roads, right? And being kind to yourself, right? Treating yourself as you would a friend.
Yep.
Considering yourself worth taking care of.
Yes.
That's right there is key, because a lot of
Huge.
people do not feel they are worth taking care of. They feel they need to take care of everyone else and not themselves. And I think that's one of the most important things, is that you need to be there first before you can be there for anyone else.
And I honestly want to say that I love that you said that again as well, Maureen, because a lot of times people at the beginning of the journey, that's the moment where you think you should start thinking that you deserve to be taken care of, because those are at the beginning of a journey, it's the hardest part. That's the hardest part, to think that you're worthy, to think that I haven't been doing this all these years and now all of a sudden I have to care for myself. But yeah, you should be caring for yourself, because you are the most important person in your life. Nobody else is as important as you are.
And no one else can make this happen for you.
If you don't take care of you, no one else will.
That's what
Yes.
And then you have to want it as well. You have to want to do this. You have to have it inside you saying, I'm worthy of this change. I'm worthy to love myself. And so I will do the best I can to treat myself with love and respect.
And no one can take care of themselves better than you can.
Sorry, I have a cat that's
right.
A brat right
you
now.
know how to take care of yourself the best, because you know who you are, but you also need to find who you are through the journey.
I also think it's because society also beats us down a lot.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us, a lot of us who are on this journey come from a past that we were teased, bullied.
And it's funny that you said that, because Marianne just easily said beat down as well at the same time.
I think our world is shaped that way. If you look at anything, like look at TV shows or comments on it on social media, you see a celebrity post a picture. How many of those comments below are negative towards that celebrity? Or that was a horrible movie, or this is that's terrible. Right. We're built on a society of negativity, I find. And it's very hard to find the light sometimes through all that negativity. But if you learn to love yourself and to ignore the noise out there from others, then that's one of the biggest, and that's a superhero skill that you need to build for yourself. And we're still not perfect at that. And I'm pretty sure, Maureen, you're probably not perfect at that as well either.
Oh, no. And you know what? I probably never will be. But that's okay, because I'm learning, right? And here's one of my favorites.
Learning, falling 7 times, standing up 8
times.
Yepers.
Yep.
Definitely.
Right? And learning is 7 times falling down.
Yep.
Right?
And 8 times
and standing up that 8th time.
Yeah.
The whole journey, you're going to have setbacks. The scale does a dance, okay? It's got its own number.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay, because that's one piece of data, right?
Yeah.
You have other things to measure your success. And by setting goals that relate to actionable things, you can work towards that ultimate goal, which would be, losing some weight. But you have to change the behaviors. You have to develop habits that
you have to want to change. You have to want to change as well. Because I think a lot, like I'll say for the two of us, the struggle for many years for us is that we weren't willing to change. We were willing to apply a Band-Aid to our life to try to solve something.
Because we thought the magic pill would happen.
We thought the magic solution would happen. And it was until we realized that, no, we do have to fundamentally change in some ways. We can't live our lives like we've always lived it, but we can make our lives still amazing. It doesn't mean it's the end of our life. It doesn't mean that I still don't get to enjoy life. It's a different life. And sometimes it takes time to find that life. And I think that's what you're saying about the 8 times getting up from the 7 times falling down. You have to go through those struggles to realize how great and how much you can do with yourself.
Right. And what did you learn from what happened?
Definitely.
Right? And then how did you take what happened and frame it into something where the next time when that situation comes up, you have a plan.
Yep.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you have a plan moving forward, how the next week is going to be different. So it's all about asking yourself like the how questions and the what questions to develop those short-term goals. Short-term goals are huge.
Crucial.
I mean, you can have that overarching goal out there, but it comes down to what it is, something that's doable within a short period of time that's realistic, right? Because if the goal is not realistic,
so one of the coaches
you are setting yourself up
for failure,
for being disappointed,
yep.
right? And being disappointed, what does that fuel?
Negativity.
A coach that we love, Larry, actually did an example of it when we went to his workshops 2 years ago. And he said, imagine you're playing a video game. You're playing a video game, and all you have in the game is you start and you end. There's no levels. There's no mushrooms, no bonus levels, nothing.
No secret levels.
And you play for 16 hours, 17 days straight, and you get to the end. How enjoyable would that be? It would be a horrible game. And that's what you have to think about your journey. Yeah, your end goal is this place, but you have to traverse.
You want to go up and down those levels, and you want to go find the secret little jewels and find
fun.
those moments.
And you might die.
That you appreciate.
You might die on your, you might do, like the usual like the Mario sound. And then you get a life comeback, and you get to try again. And that's the same analogy with this journey.
Right.
And
exactly.
You mentioned something earlier, and I kind of funny because you said you talked about the word success, and it's almost like maybe even sometimes looking for a different word, because sometimes success feels like it's finale, but maybe sometimes using a word like I've achieved this, because it's achievement doesn't mean you've completed. It's just
right.
I've achieved this step in my journey, and I have more things that I can achieve. I can always strive to not do better, but get better or be better, because the more we do things, the better we get.
Right.
And I think that's all part of the failure and attempt analogy that you were talking about, the 7-8 time, because there's going to be setbacks. We've gone through them. We've been doing this for years. Even after we got the goal weight, we still got setbacks after that. Life happens. But as long as you're always positive that you can do whatever you can, and you always want to love yourself and do the best you can for yourself, you will be successful. Like he said, you will achieve greatness as you're going through your journey.
I have a little bit of a reversal question for you, if you don't mind me asking, Maureen. Since we've been talking about all this great stuff and setting goals, what is the one thing you struggled with the most on your journey in this last
from the beginning
since 2020? Like, what is the one thing that it was the hardest thing for you to really get used to and overcome? Or was there anything?
I would say the thing that I learned the most was about self-compassion. And because it is easier to be harder on yourself, right, than to frame things differently, right? Because for me, that came more naturally to be not as compassionate to myself, right?
Worst critic, your worst critic.
Right. And that is actually something I had to consciously work on. And then when a thought like that comes up, I have to flip it. You know?
The power of positivity.
Right. And Dr. Gary Foster says the anatomy of a setback begins with an unhelpful thought, and it gives way to feelings of despondency or futility that drive the next action. The thought of I have blown it can lead to the action of disengaging from the process altogether. He said, keep in mind, unhelpful thoughts are not facts.
I love that.
That is very
That's
true.
key.
And I'm going to say something too. Look at how they say blown it. And now analyze the words you use when you talk to yourself, because those words are sometimes things you hear other people say, and you need to maybe dissect those words. Because what does blown it really mean? Because my blowing it and your blowing it could be completely different.
Sure.
Mine's a balloon.
Yeah. Right? And it pops.
And
I mean, I know that sounds funny, but thinking about those little things really do help you look at things in different perspectives.
And then Dr. Gary Forster says, when it comes to your wellness and weight loss journey, the ideal thinking style is realistic, flexible, and keeping the big picture in mind.
The big picture.
In mind, though. I love that he said keeping it in mind. It's not at the forefront, but it's there. It's like it's hovering.
And he said the mindset shift is develop self-compassion, view the journey and yourself realistically and compassionately.
It's back to that whole loving yourself the most, like, as much as you can.
Exactly. And another thing that I thought was brilliant, he spends I believe it's a whole chapter on leaning into your strength. And recognizing your personal strengths that shift your mindset towards capitalizing on what works for you.
And you know, it's funny, Maureen, you talked about that earlier with your husband.
Yep.
You said he's the cook. So I'm assuming that's his strength. So you guys work together, and we're the same way. I have my strengths, he has his, and we both have split our tasks based on our strength. And I'm pretty sure a lot of couples out there, even people that are single, you know what you're good at. And so you know that when something comes up with that, I can do that. I can help with that. I'm good at that. I can do this.
And it's funny that you said that, because someone earlier this week in the group mentioned something that I'm having a hard day today. I'm struggling mentally and I don't know what to do. And my comment was, go do something that you know you're good at this very moment. Go play a game that you know you can always beat. Go knit something that you love doing. Go do that thing, because when you do those things that you know you're good at, your brain gets reprogrammed and you start going, well, I am good at other things. I am good at this. Like, wow. And it just catapults you into the next thought instead of making you go into the back thought.
Yes. And research shows that happier people make healthier choices.
I completely agree with that. I 100% agree with that.
And people who engage more with their strengths and in pursuit of their goals, it helps them along the way. It propels them forward. They're working with instead of against the tide, you know? Yeah.
So we have another question for you, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Us asking. Who or what inspires you?
Who or what inspires me? I would say it would be my grandmother.
Oh, I love that.
I love that. Can you give us
She just was a very, very strong woman.
I love that. I love like you can get power from that. And not just that, like sometimes when you find a person to emulate and you just said it, she was a strong woman. We love strong women. Like we're all women power. Like our last volume of Step the first song is Lady Power, because we firmly believe that women are amazing, and that, you know, it's sad that, you know, sometimes society does not show and showcase the power of women. And I think
what's sad is that society puts women against each other. I find a lot of times. It's
sad.
It's unfortunate, because if it wasn't for you lovely women, we would not be here today on this earth. right? There would be,
Right.
I mean, we need the men as well. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, you guys are the ones that carry you carried the children most of it. And like, it's insane what you guys go through and what you guys do as humans is just like, it puts us in awe. So we can't thank you guys enough for being strong. And we love that we have such a strong following of independent, amazing.
We love our men too. We don't want to say we don't love our men. Our men are great as well. We love all of you, but we want to showcase because we're both women power. We both believe that everybody in society should be treated equally. And so for us, it means across the gamut everywhere. And I think that's one of the things that we believe in very deeply. And sometimes I feel that society does not do that for a lot of people. And I wish we were in a place where all of us could just be our true selves.
Or anyone who, however they identify.
Yeah.
However they want to identify. It's so important that everybody feels important as anyone wants to feel and is important, because it doesn't matter where you fall within the gamut. Everybody is important. So
Maureen, I have another question for you. So how has your journey impacted others in your life? Has it impacted your husband, your children, your friends? How has your journey impacted others?
I think it's impacted others because it's motivated some folks to start their own wellness journeys.
Woo-hoo.
That's awesome. That's awesome that you've been able. How does that feel? Like, how does that feel for you to be able to be that person to do that?
It feels amazing because my accountability partner, Lee, who's someplace here in the Zoom room.
Hi, Lee.
My accountability partner did that for me.
Oh.
And what an incredible blessing that I can then turn around and help others, right? That's multiplying that power.
The power of paying it forward.
Right.
I love that. And you know what? That's why I love this community. That's why we built our Facebook group the way it is, and why we have everybody that's there, because we want to pay it forward. And that's why we surround ourselves with like-minded people, all of you that are here, because we know that if you can teach others that to love themselves, look at what the power of that could be for everybody out there.
I used to say this all the time: be the most positive person you can be, so negative people don't want to be around you. Negative people hate those happy people.
They don't like us.
They don't like us because
we're happy.
And again, understanding that once we've said this so many times,
we're not always happy.
Being positive doesn't mean I have to be jumping and skipping and jumping rope and being la-di-da every day. That's not being positive. Right. But knowing that there is a silver lining or a good day on its way, or a brighter day on its way.
And you touched upon it earlier. You said, the news was causing you stress, but what can you do to change the news? You can't change anything. But what we can all do in this room is be our best selves.
Yes.
Help our neighbors, help our friends, help the people around us. Because if you create that circle of positivity around you, then that person that you're helping might be like, wow, I can do the same thing. And then if that keeps spreading, the more and more you create these circles of positivity, maybe we can affect the whole world in some way. But you can't start by thinking I can change all the problems of the world. You have to say, what can I do in my own life to live the best life possible so I can help others? And I think that's what you were talking about earlier, about the news thing you were saying about earlier.
Yes.
So I have another question for you.
Okay.
I love asking questions. If you had the opportunity to go back in time and talk to your younger self, what would you tell yourself?
Oh, that you are a lot smarter and stronger than people give you credit for.
Wow.
I love that.
So amazing.
I love that, Maureen. And like I said, we saw your before pictures earlier. So if some of you didn't see it, just watch the video later. You'll see it. You'll also see on Tuesday, because you're going to be our featured Transformation Tuesday this Tuesday. Transformation Tuesday this Tuesday. Yeah, that makes sense. And so you'll see her before pictures there too as well. And like I said, it's an amazing story to see you. And not just that, like, you come to our step class. You're so bubbly. You join and you just have so much fun. And we can see the joy in life that you have.
Let me tell you, I have had so much fun on this journey. Like it shouldn't have been legal, you know?
Yes.
I just had so much fun. And
The F word, fun. Make your journey fun.
And teacher and me, I've got,
Of course. I
I've
love
got
that you
myself
have these
here.
cards. I love that you have show and tell for us. It's
I do.
awesome.
What we learn with pleasure, we never forget.
That's so true.
Someone had asked earlier if these were all playing cards that you had, and now I see it was a playing card.
It is a playing card, and they're from Education Illustrated.
Love it. Love it.
It is from Dr. Richard Allen, Impact Teaching.
Very cool.
Cool.
Yeah. And then I have another one. And
Please.
I think this is just so appropriate when it comes to mindset and like the whole journey. There are many different kind of journeys.
Oh, take a drink.
Think about this. You can get anyone to do anything if you frame it right. Okay. So if you're having a setback, but you frame your short-term goal in such a way that it's going to propel you forward, that you can do it, that it's realistic, that it's actionable, right? And that it's going to help you along the way in the big picture, whatever the big picture is, right? If the big picture's more activity, or if the big picture's making, better food choices, then, what are these little things that are going to help you along the way, and set those mini goals.
I love it.
Because mini goal after mini goal leads
To a big one.
Your big goal.
Larger goal.
Yep.
Okay? Because if I would have approached this as I lost 1 pound towards the 100 pounds I had to lose,
It would have felt like a very long journey.
Can you imagine, right?
Yep. And
But this week, I went to Zumba 3 times, right? This week, oh, wow, I added a 4th day, of whatever. I did this. I did that.
Yep.
I had this many active minutes this week. I'm all about the data. It's all about the data. And like literally that's the brilliance of like the WW app, is that you have all of this data, and that's all it is data. Use it.
It doesn't mean it doesn't add your self-worth.
Telling you something. And the brilliant part of the app is that you do have the mindset, all of the mindset options to help you reframe your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
I had the advantage of, as an educator, and I'm big into cognitive science and how that affects learning and all of that. So this is just like an area of personal interest. So when I sat down and read this book yesterday, I was like, light bulb, light bulb, light bulb. That's what I did. Because what was I doing? Applying Carol DeWitt. Okay.
Yeah.
Because this is what I do in my classroom. I work with mindset. I needed to apply it to me, not just other people. I can't hear you.
Nope, sorry guys, we can't hear you at all. And it's neither one of you, so.
We're back. Test. Yes, we're back.
Test. Now we're
Yeah.
back. That was weird. The whole system just decided to
Just, shut
blank
down.
out on us. So it's so funny. What I was saying, Maureen, is it's so funny that mindset. People think mindset is its own encompassing little world, but yet mindset should be part of your food journey, part of your wellness, part of your activity, part of your mindset. I know that sounds funny, but applying mindset to the mindset really does help. And realizing that mindset is what can drive you forward, because when you have that growth mindset, as you were saying earlier, it propels you to want to do more and want to do it for yourself, not for anybody else.
Yeah.
Do it for you.
So I want to thank you, Maureen,
Thank
for
you
joining
so
us
much.
tonight. This has been very, very interesting conversation, because you know what? We don't always get to talk about mindset during our show. It's not a topic that we touch this much. And so having you just to really dive into it, and I think a lot of people probably are leaving tonight with some light bulb moments in their mind, because
And everyone's saying how adorable you are in chat, by the way. They're like, oh my goodness, I love Maureen. Maureen's fantastic.
Well, I have to tell you why I'm wearing sparkles.
Oh, please.
Okay, so when I was a classroom teacher, before I taught at university, I had a young man in my class. Well, I had a tendency to always have like a little bit of sparkle on my shirt, like
bling bling.
Bling.
like just a little bit, right?
Us gays, we love anything that
We love
sparkles.
anything that sparkles.
We love anything that sparkles. Oh, shiny.
Glitter, sequin.
And you know how you have a day where you're just not feeling it? Well, this one particular day, I just wasn't feeling it. I didn't put on a shirt with sparkles.
He noticed.
And this young man said to me, he always called me Miss. He raises his hand. He says, Miss, you're not all sparkly today. What's the matter?
Oh, that's so cute.
And what is that telling you, right? How in tune they were to me.
Yes, definitely.
Right?
And even though he was thinking probably your shirt, that made you think of so many other things going, wow.
Right. And my personality wasn't sparkling that day because I was just kind of feeling, you just have those days sometimes.
It happens.
Well,
it happens.
It happens.
I'll say this.
You're tired.
And we put on polos, not t-shirts tonight, because we were at Kieran's for lunch this afternoon. We thought, let's dress up. We haven't done it in a while. And it's not like we all went
now you're
fancy.
sparkling
It fits
too.
again.
And it's not like it, but it does make a difference. So wear something that makes you sparkle, people.
I'm sorry to say, wearing pants and not realizing that you're wearing pants is a great feeling, because in December, when we went to a Christmas party, I wore a dress shirt. Let's just say I felt the clothes the entire night. And tonight, all day today, I've been wearing clothes that are tighter again and smaller, and I am not feeling like I'm wearing these clothes.
Wait. I have a visual for you.
Love
I
it.
almost forgot.
Your pants.
Oh my goodness,
That's
Maureen.
insane.
Can you lift those up just a little higher too? I want to see. Well, that's crazy.
That's insane.
You fit in one pant leg.
Yes.
She said she's half of who she was.
You fit in one pant leg.
That's amazing, Maureen. Again, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you joining us and sharing your story and being vulnerable. And I just want to thank you so much just for sharing all the things that you know with everybody here. I think for sure that tonight people are leaving with such good information. So thank you.
Anytime.
And we'll see you in STEP.
We'll see you in STEP.
Star
All
Step.
right.
Star Step.
Thank you.
Bye, Maureen.
Bye.
Wow, what an awesome talk, guys. This just makes you, when we talk to all of you like this, we love how the
conversation flows.
Not only that, the passion that radiates from every single one of you that speaks about their journey.
We'll be honest, doing the show last year, and at the end when it was always us, felt kind of like we're kind of tired of just hearing ourselves. We like having conversations with you guys, because Maureen's conversation tonight is not the same that what we had with Bill and Hetty.
Nope.
Not the same as what we had with Agnes
Nope.
and Sergio. Not the same that we had with Casey and Joe.
No.
All guests that we've been having
so
have different
different.
things happening. That's why we want to share different guests, different stories, different ways of weight loss, because a lot of us think there's one way. but there's multiple ways and multiple facets, and all of us deal with different demons within ourselves. All of us have different things we struggle with. All of us have different things that we want to apply and change in our lives. And I think having all these different voices is helping not just us.
Diversity is the key to life. Being diverse and being open to it, because everybody is different, but yet we all are human. That's the commonality behind it all. We are all human and we experience things in different ways. One person might struggle with something that somebody else can do like that, but yet you introduce these two people and magic happens.
Like someone can say, I can stop eating cheese for months, and Nick is like, what?
Well, and look,
how can you do that?
He stopped eating cheese for almost a month.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, it's sometimes you just. Well, all of us struggle with different things. One person's Achilles heel is someone else's Mount Everest. Someone else's Mount Everest is someone else's molehill.
Yeah.
Like it's all of us have different things. And I think by sharing all these different things, it's just helping us realize that we're not alone.
And that's why we should never compare ourselves to
anyone else.
Just compare ourselves to who I was yesterday, who I am today. Who was I yesterday? Who am I today? Is there a change? If there's no change, that's okay.
And never get discouraged with you're comparing yourself from before and now.
No.
Because your life circumstances have changed. You can never look at what you were 10 years ago and say, oh my God, can I be what I was 10 years ago?
You're not.
Things have changed. You're older. You have children now. You've moved to a different city. You have a different job. You have an ailment now that you didn't have before.
Yeah.
What you can do is what you can do best today and now and living your life today.
And then moving forward from that.
So again, amazing chat.
Love chatting with all of you today. Thank you. I love chatting with you, Maureen. Thank you so much. We have a few announcements that we just want to remind people. So coming up on actually Sunday, February 6th, Kim, our lovely Kim, who's not here with us tonight, is going to be our next blogger. Life as a Migrainer blog begins on February 6th.
It'll be on jeanlucandnick.com.
Yes.
So just go to our website. You'll see it all there. A lot of people have been asking about our newsletter. Everybody, you are signed up to our newsletter, but we only send one a month. There's one coming out soon.
And it's a new one.
We signed it to our social media team, and they're working on it.
And it looks like there's going to be some really cool features to it that are going to be a lot easier for people to find stuff and use, and it's going to be way user-friendly.
We're fixing our website as well, so it'll be a lot more user-friendly to find our recipes. So that's all coming out. Our next guest next week is our wonderful, lovely assistant, Rosie.
Which is also February 6th.
Yeah, she's also one of our bloggers, so we'll have her, and her journey is completely different. She's also a vegan right now, and vegetarian vegan, so we'll hear about how she's doing on her own journey, her mindset, what she's doing right now.
Yeah.
Then the following week,
we have Jennifer Wood, who is an actual hypnotist. She's a hypnotist and she has a company named Wellness Canada. And she's not only provides hypnosis, she actually also teaches it and certifies people to become hypnotists as well.
And what's funny is what's kind of great is we had a chat with her about how we would do the interview, and she says we didn't know what she did, and she's like, "Well, I actually help people with weight loss and quitting smoking." Oh my God, it's a perfect fit.
It's great.
So she'll come on and talk about what she does and how she uses hypnosis to help people on their own journeys.
Yeah. And then we have Michelle,
who's also here tonight. February 20th, we have Michelle joining us on chat. Then on February 27th, we have Kevin Martin Carter from Newfoundland joining us.
I believe, is his husband going to be joining us as well, or is it just Kevin?
I think it's just Kevin.
Okay, just Kevin.
He might be there as a guest beside him or with him, but it's Kevin just joining us. And then March 6th, we have Kim again joining us as a guest on our show. And then on March 13th,
a childhood friend of mine by the name of Shannon. She actually lived across the street from me, and we were best friends growing up. And she's going through cancer right now. She's going through her second bout of cancer. And she's 42 years old, and she has to be one of the most positive people I know. She's showing her journey online. She's had breast cancer, uterus. She's going to talk about all of this with us and share her journey, because her will to live is incredible. And I am so happy that she's going to be here sharing that with us on that day.
More guests are coming.
Definitely.
Tons of people coming.
Tons.
And so on screen right now, you're seeing our information. This is going to start changing soon. Like I realize the Facebook group is wrong.
That's wrong.
I have to fix that on the sheet, but I'm waiting till we fix everything before I'm going to fix it all. But yeah, you can find us on Facebook or on Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and Twitter. And also our website, jeanlucandnick.com. Our shop is going to be launching fully soon with actual merchandise. We're going to actually have t-shirts coming out soon. And we're actually going to have a recipe book.
A recipe book is coming.
It's actually coming out. It's going to be downloadable on our website.
Yes.
So you'll be able to actually
Coming
purchase
soon. Yeah, you'll be
a
able to
recipe
purchase
book.
an actual recipe book with all my recipes.
Yeah,
Most
most
of
of
them.
them. Some of them are going to retire because we don't really
use them anymore.
We don't use
So
them
we want
anymore.
to make sure that they're the most recent ones that we use the most.
And so thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you again, Maureen.
Yes.
This was a lovely chat tonight. I actually am hungry. We haven't
Me
had dinner
too.
yet, so we're really hungry.
I need to go make us some food.
So we'll see you all next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Facebook. Bye, Instagram.
Dance. Just like Maureen said, dance it up, ladies and gentlemen.
Dance.
Woohoo! Dance. Dance. Bye, everybody.